Welcome to Iris Insights. This is the second part of the Tic-Tac-Toe, also known as Noughts and Crosses tutorial. The game will be designed using MVVM, SwiftUI and Swift. We will now start the tutorial. Open the GameViewModel.swift file and then type on line or after line 13, just type in @publish private var current player player equals .nought. So on line 15, there's an error. There should be an A there. Private. Yeah, that's right now. So on line 15, what we've just done, it represents the current player. Initially, it's set to nought, one of the players in the game. So either the computer will be player that will enable noughts to be assigned, or the user will be the player that can assign the noughts in the game. And then next, type in @published var computer wins equals 0, and again type in @published var player wins equals 0. So what this does, it tracks the number of wins for the computer and the player. And the next thing we do is create a method called makeMove. So just type in func makeMove open bracket row int column int. Guard board open bracket row column. So it's checking against the two-dimensional array equals nil, else return. So the check also does another check, which checks if the selected cell is already occupied or not. Now type in board open bracket row open bracket column equals player, or equals current player, equals current player. So what this does, it sets the selected cell within the current player's symbol. So if the current player is the computer, and if the computer is noughts, it will assign noughts to the cell. Or if it's X, it would assign X to the cell. If check win open bracket player current player open bracket, close bracket. So now what we need to do is create the check win function. So to create the check win function, just continue from line or after line 28. So just type in func check win, open bracket player, ball, for I in 0 dot dot is less than board size, if board open bracket I, close bracket, then open bracket 0, close bracket, is equal to player, and board open bracket I, open bracket 1, close bracket, is equal to player, and board open bracket I, close bracket, then open bracket 2 equals to player, return true. So if the current player has marked all cells in a row, return true, indicating a win. That's what that line does. Line 32. So this line also checks for the rows. Now we're going to be checking for the actual columns as well. So just type in if board open bracket 0 open bracket I equals player, and board open bracket 1 open bracket I equals player, and board open bracket 2 open bracket open bracket 1 equals player. Just have to make these brackets a bit neater. So yeah, so let's write and then return true. So what that does, if the current player has marked all the cells in the column, return true, indicating a win. It's similar to the first if statement that we've done. And now we need to check diagonal wins as well. So it's a bit similar to what we've done previously. So just type in if board open bracket 0 open bracket 0 equals player, and board open bracket 1 open bracket 1 equals player, and board open bracket 2 open bracket 2 equals player, then return true. What this does, if the current player has marked all cells in the top left to the top right in a diagonal way, then return true, indicating a win for that player. And then do the same thing again. Board, open bracket 2, open bracket 0 is equal to player, and board, open bracket 1, open bracket 1, equals to player, and board, open bracket 0, open bracket 2, close bracket is equal to player. Then return true. So similar to what we've done in the previous if statement, but this one, what it's doing now, is checking if the current player has marked all the cells in the bottom left to the top right in a diagonal way, then return true, indicating a win. And then return false. If no win conditions are met, return false, indicating no win. Oh, there's an error on the screen somewhere. Forgotten to close the loop on line 39. So just enter, just type in a bracket, closing bracket for the loop. And now we'll just compile it just to make sure everything is correct, or it can at least be compiled even if it's not correct. So just compile it now. So to compile, click on product and click on compile, as in build. It's building at the moment. Yeah, it's built now, so that's good. So now we can scroll back up to line, I think it was line 31, to call the actual check win function. I think it was line 30, no, line 25, 26. So to call the check win function, to check if the current player has won or not, just type in on line 26, if current player is equal to dot cross computer wins plus equals 1, just increment the count, else player wins plus 1, just increment the count. And then next thing we do is you do now, type in let winner equals current player dot raw value. Let message equals comma open bracket winner and then type in wins exclamation mark. And then the next thing we do is, what should we do now? So let's check the winner, and then you're just thinking what the next thing is to do. Check the winner. So check that one. Yes, so we need to display an alert to show who's won and that the game is over. So we need to go onto the main thread to do this. But the first thing, we need to go to the main thread to do this. So just type in dispatch queue main async so we have to create an alert. So just put a comment here to create an alert. Create an alert. So now we have to create an alert. So to do this, we create a method called show alert, either show alert or alert. We create a method called show alert. So you can create this method after the line 39. So just type in private func show alert open bracket title string message string open bracket and then close the bracket. So what this function does, it defines a private function called show alert with parameters title and message for the alert. So what you do now, type in guard let Windows scene equals UI application shared connected scene dot first as UI Windows scene. Let window equals Windows scene did I spell that correctly? Let Windows equals Windows scene dot Windows dot first else return So what that line does, lines 43 to 44, it uses the guard statement to safely access the window in the current UI window scene. If the window scene and windows are successfully obtained, it continues with the code, otherwise it exits the function with the return keyword. Yeah, I think there's an error because it said it cannot find window scene. Must be a spelling mistake. Oh yeah, I spelled it incorrectly there. There should be a D. Window scene. Yeah, that should be right now. Yeah, that's right. So the next thing we do is to create an alert variable. So just type in let alert equals UI alert controller title message and then message, and then just type in preferred style is dot alert. So what that line does, it creates an instance of the UI alert controller with the provided title and message, and then it sets the preferred style to the alert controller to dot alert, which displays a pop-up alert. Now type in alert dot add action UI alert action open bracket title and type in OK, style dot default handler and then in. So this is just a completion handler signature, and then all you have to do is type in self dot reset game. So since the game has been finished or completed, we want to reset it. Reset game. But let's comment out that method for now because it's not been created as yet. And then the next thing we do is type in, oh, there's another error somewhere. Alert title colon OK, comma style dot default handler it seems like what the problem is to do with the missing semicolon, which should be there. So just type in a comment here to add the reset game functionality later. So now just type in window dot root view controller. Root controller. Root view controller. Yeah, that's the right one. Question mark present open bracket, alert, animated, true, completion, nil. So what that line does is it accesses the root view controller of the window and presents the alert controller. This displays the alert to the user with the animation set to true, and no completion handler is needed as we set it to nil. So now what we will do is go back to line 36, and then on line 36 we'll call the alert function. So line 36, which is here, so just type in self dot show alert, and then for the actual title just type in game over, and for the message just type in message. And the next thing we do is, let me see, or maybe we do that next week. We're just going to have a look. Next week we can do the other functionality to check the draw, but afterwards we just run the application just to see how it works. So for now, just type in the following comment: check draw to be implemented. So we implement that functionality next week. So now we go back to the content view, and now we'll call some of the actual actions of the view model. So the first thing we will do is handle the button tapping to enable the user to tap on any of the cells and display a nought or crosses in the selected cell that has been tapped. So to do that, all we have to do is delete the comments that we created last week. These comments here on line 23 to 24. And then within the button action, just type in view model, that is view model dot make move, and now type in row, and then type in column. Now let's run the application to see what it does. And as you can see, the application has finally loaded. So let's test out some interaction. I'll just click on any of the squares within the grid, like the cells and the rows. So it displays a 0, as in a nought. As you can see at the moment, the computer doesn't have an option to play because we haven't created that functionality to give the CPU to play. That's what we'll be doing next week. So we have now come to the end of the tutorial of part 2 for the Noughts and Crosses game. If you want to download the full source code for the game and you don't want to wait for the tutorials, you can download the full source code from iosinsights.co.uk. Also, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to keep up to date with the latest notifications.